continuing to keep a close eye on things as we kind of go through the weekend because there are some bigger changes that are going to be working back into the forecast, especially not only Saturday but Sunday as well. So enjoy the nice weather that we have out there today. I've seen a lot of folks out at Edgewater Beach trying to take full advantage of, yes, the cooler weather, but still pleasant. I mean, we have that sunshine out there, just a few of those high clouds mixing in. Overall, this is a pretty nice forecast, especially for this time of the year, because you're actually just a little bit above where we should be. Right now, downtown Cleveland checking in at 52 degrees. You'll notice that wind out of the southwest about 20 miles per hour. It has been a little gustier at times. That's us pulling in a little bit more of this moisture out ahead of another cold front that's going to roll through just in time for the weekend. So enjoy this kind of really quiet, more mild temperatures that we have. You'll see a lot of us are checking in upper 40s to about low 50s. But if we zoom this picture out, you can see all this rain and a little bit more of that thicker cloud cover off to the west. And that's what's on the way for us as we go through the later part of tonight. But I know we've got a couple more games still this evening. If you're headed out to downtown Cleveland for the towards Rocket Arena for the NCAA men's tournament, I mean, this is your forecast for tonight. Just that increase in cloud cover, but we will stay dry until we get closer to midnight and thereafter. And then that's where we have the better opportunity to pick up on a couple more of those showers. We'll walk you through all that rain and snow possibilities headed into the weekend coming up here in just a few minutes. All right, we are tracking some wintry weather as we step into the weekend. Overall, though, temperatures could be certainly worse than what we're going to be dealing with. We'll get a little bit of a taste of that much colder air early this next week, but it is certainly a big change from what we've dealt with the last several days. Today, we got to enjoy some of that sunshine. Temperatures, sure, were a little on the cooler side, but you see all this high-level cloud cover starting to work in. That's preceding our next cold front, which currently sits just east of the Minneapolis area. So we have plenty of time before the temperature will start to drop. But in the meantime, and especially out ahead of that, you're going to notice those clouds increasing. If you're out and about still this evening, temperatures will fall from the 50s back into the 40s with that stronger southwest wind in place. But you're going to hold off on the rain chance really until we get into the later part of tonight. So it's going to be mainly just increasing clouds. Temperatures tonight headed back for the upper 30s to about low 40s. But again, tomorrow morning, this is when you're going to experience the warmest of the temperatures, because that's when we're going to start seeing that cold front roll through. So we'll start the day off mid to upper 40s across the region. You'll notice by lunchtime, we're already getting closer to the 30s, and that's pretty much where we're going to stay through the second half of the day, with the best chance to see some of that rain through the first half of your day. So for tonight, like I said, most of us stay pretty quiet, just seeing that increase in cloud cover. We may get a couple light showers trying to drift in from the west to get our Saturday morning started. Outside of that, it's just waiting on that cold front to arrive, and as it does, you'll see that transition from any rain out there over to a little bit of that snow, and most of this activity will stay widely scattered. So it's not that one place necessarily has the best chance versus another. You're going to have that northwest wind coming in throughout the day, so you're likely going to pick up a little bit more of that moisture off of Lake Erie to at least keep that opportunity going as we go through at least the first half of your Saturday. Then we trend pretty quiet late Saturday night headed into early Sunday. Temperatures will drop off into the 20s to low 30s, so that does give us a pretty chilly start to the second half of the weekend, but you're noticing not a huge difference in your temperature. We're basically staying around the mid 40s with a better opportunity for another system rolling in late in the day on Sunday, which will then give us another opportunity to keep this active weather going. In fact, you look at most of this next week, and you almost every day have an opportunity to see rain or maybe even a little bit of that snow with those colder temperatures in place. But by Thursday, the weather pattern finally starts to turn around and we get a little bit more warmth in here. We'll talk a little bit more about next week's pattern coming up in the next half hour.